Today's sponsor is Supps. Guys, are you looking for a drink that has quality ingredients, helps you focus, and tastes amazing? Well, look no further, as Supps delivers on all fronts. All of their drinks are sugar-free, less than 1 calorie, keto-friendly, and taste absolutely incredible. They also have non-caffeinated options. And don't just take it from me. The entire editing team also agrees. Supps is the meta drink for gamers. And the best part is they're constantly launching new flavors and custom merchandise. Today's release is their Season 5 Vampire Rest Shaker for a limited time. Now, if you haven't tried Supps before, you can order one of their sample packs for absolutely free. And if you do happen to purchase anything, using code Aztecross will give you 10% off on all Supps purchases. We'll have a link down below in the description directly to your website. Now, before I let you go, I do want to mention we are on the cusp of getting our very own shaker. We're going to be directly talking with you guys on this, but I'm thinking something sexy like Mara or Samadik. But the more you use our code, the closer we get to making our very own sweet shaker design. So again, thank you so much for using code Aztecross. Sony axed half their live service game. Oh yeah. Actually though, guys, I wanted to read this. We've been keeping up with this because tomorrow is the earnings call. Earnings call is where Sony comes out. They're going to be like, hey, listen, this is how this past quarter has gone, yada, yada. They'll give probably some insight into the layoffs. And then they give the big thing that you want to see in earning calls or guidance. What's the guidance for the upcoming quarter or even year, right? Let's read this article right here, guys. Sony commits to launch just 6 of PlayStation's 12 live service games by March 2026. This is by Wesley Yinpool. Sony president Hiroki Totaki has said the company is reviewing PlayStation's live service game push amid development trouble that has already seen Naughty Dog's The Last of Us multiplayer game hit with setbacks. I think it's actually more than hits, right? Aren't they just closing shop on that? We'll see what else it says. Totaki said in a financial call that Sony is reviewing the 12 live service PlayStation games it has in the works and committed to launching only 6 of them by the end of the financial year of 2025. Meaning, by the end of March 2026, Totaki said Sony is still working on when the other 6 live service games will come out, adding, it's not that we stick to certain titles, but for the gamers, quality should be the most important. Now, here's Totaki's statement. We're reviewing this, so the titles, we have not been able to meet the gamers' expectations, but we are trying as much as possible that this would be played by the gamers and liked by gamers for a long time. So the 12 titles, so 6 titles, will be released by fiscal year 25. That's our current plan. And the remaining 6 titles, as for when to be released, we are still working on that. I don't think anybody, did you guys really expect for them to do 12 live service games? 12? 6 is already an assload, but 12? Now, the live service games and multiplayer titles, that's the total of that. So in mid to long term, we want to enlarge this kind of service, and that's the unchanged policy of our company. It's not that we stick to certain titles, but for the gamers, quality should be the most important. That's how I feel about it. Let me just go through some of these before we get deeper in this. You know, you got Marathon, which is going to count in there, right? Gummy Bears, which I think is going to be a live service game. There's supposed to be another game Bungie's working on that's been in incubation. Not sure if that was Gummy Bears or not. As far as my sources have told me, Matter was axed years ago. Now, Sony announced plans in February 2022 to launch more than 10 live service games by March 2026, later saying the push would bring games of different genres to different audiences. It spent big on studio buyouts as part of the drive, bringing in Destiny developer Bungie, Jade Raymond's Haven Studios, and Firewalk Studios. Isn't Firewalk Studios? Let me check this real quick, guys. Y'all remember the old sandbox developers for Destiny? Actually, a lot of old Bungie developers. Didn't they go to Firewalk? Firewalk is made by some old Bungie devs. Thank you. Yes. All right. So same line of work there. Let me see what games they've made. Concord Teaser. Dude, I didn't hear a single thing about this. So this is from old Bungie devs. I want to say a number of old Bungie devs are at the studio now.
Contract site coming up. 15 seconds.
All right, coming next year, unless it's been delayed. We have veered off. I apologize for that. Here's the thing, guys. I need to keep up. We're going to go ahead and put a bookmark in on Concord. I want to know how it is, you know? All right, Sony worked with Bungie, which has live service expertise with the Destiny series, to assess its portfolio and reportedly scaled some live service projects back as a result. All right, now one of these projects is the Last of Us multiplayer game, which is still MIA. Its game director said he was still working on the game earlier in November. However, sparking fresh hope, it may eventually come out. What else do we know about PlayStation's live service push? Bungie is working on Marathon, a PvP-focused sci-fi extraction shooter. Haven Studios is working on Fair Game, a competitive heist game about robbing the ultra-rich. Ooh, poor timing, man. Let me take a look at this. It's a CG. Oh, it says right here, CGI trailer, not actual gameplay.
You want to know about us? Seems like everyone does these days. It's simple. Too much money and too much power is held by just a few people. And it's only getting worse. So, we decided to do something about it. Let's go.
Jeans, designer socks too. I got the swag crew. It's a haiku. I'm something like you. Might drink and drive too. Work 9 to 5s when I was in high school. These shoes here don't come out till June. This my pick. I'll crop you. Married to the game. Set my I do's. Got a window seat like Erykah Badu.
All right, keep in mind that's not actual gameplay. The reason why I say it's poor timing. How's it going to compete? Okay, so let's outline some of the competition. Payday for sure. Finals, dude. That's my thing with the finals, dude. It's like the finals is such a good game. I think the finals is about to take over the PvP scene. But the other thing is, hold on. The other thing is too, if you're going for like just like heists, isn't GTA 6 going to kill everything? A GTA 6 or GTA Online? Okay, so it says right here, Haven Studios is working on Fair Game, a competitive heist game about robbing the ultra rich, and Firewalk Studios working on Concord, another sci-fi PvP multiplayer game. It almost feels like this again. There's so many people that are about to be like competing against each other, which is good. Competition is good here, but it's interesting. It's interesting that Firewalk is going to be under Sony and Bungie is under Sony now. There's also a Horizon multiplayer game from Guerrilla and a co-op action game from PlayStation's London studio. PlayStation Studio boss Herman Hulse admitted in May Sony faces fierce competition between live service games and the time investment they take from players. There's a risk that we talk about live service in generic terms, as if it is a single genre or even a single business model, he said. Yeah, and again, from the GDC panel that Bungie gave last year, Bungie really broke things down and it kind of left things open-ended. But taking one model, I don't even think Destiny's model is a good model to apply to other live service games. Who knows? We'll see what plays out. But keep in mind, Destiny has almost died multiple times, and we're in another situation where it could potentially die. Now, this is the Fair Game. All right, we just saw the trailer for that. Now, PlayStation Studios are making a variety of games that could be referred to as live services, targeting different genres, different release schedules, and at different scales. We're also creating games for different audiences. And I take confidence from our track record in creating worlds and stories that PlayStation fans love. The priority for each studio is to deliver their own project, to make the best game that they can. PlayStation's live service trouble comes amid something of a shakeup within Sony Interactive Entertainment. Bungie has suffered a devastating round of layoffs, blamed on declining Destiny engagement, and Dreams and Little Big Planet developer Media Molecules has also suffered layoffs. PlayStation boss Jim Ryan is also set to retire next spring. Still, Insomniac's recently released single-player adventure Spider-Man 2 is seen as a big success, and PlayStation 5 is dominating its console rival Xbox Series X and S in terms of sales. Keep in mind, Spider-Man 2, it's a single-player game which Sony has done well. at for years, right? 12 live service games, way too ambitious. 6, maybe you can make that work. I'm curious about all these games, Concord especially. I'll probably get fair game and go. We'll just have to see. There's a lot of competition though.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.